Ever get that feeling like you're drowning in information but still thirsty for something you can actually trust? Especially when it comes to like AI.
It's a real challenge, right?
Yeah.
Cutting through the hype and figuring out what's reliable.
Well, today we're going deep on that.
We are.
Yeah, diving into this really cool way to boost the reliability of AI results.
And it's not about making things more complex. It's actually about, well, think teamwork.
Strength in numbers.
Exactly.
So we've been looking at some fascinating research.
Really interesting stuff.
Yeah, and it basically explores this idea of how using multiple AI models, like a whole team of them, instead of just relying on one, can make a huge difference in how much we can trust what the AI is telling us.
And that's what this deep dive is all about today. Really getting into how these multi-model systems work and, what it could mean for all of us, like for having more reliable AI, maybe even AI that's personalized.
Yeah, and how does that even work? Like you've got a bunch of AIs.
It's a bit like, okay, imagine this. Instead of just asking one AI brain a question, you ask 9.
Right. So it's like a panel.
Yeah, exactly, like a panel of experts, but AI experts.
Okay.
And let's say the task is something like recognizing objects in a picture, or even understanding language, right? This system uses 9 different models for that.
So 9 different AIs looking at the same thing.
And here's the really clever bit.
Okay.
It doesn't just take, like, an average of their answers. There's a filter built in, so it only really pays attention to the results where all 9 models, or at least most of them, agree.
So they have to like reach a consensus.
Exactly. And they have to have high confidence in their individual answers, too. It's like they have to be really sure.
That makes sense. But then why go to all that trouble? Why not just, make one super smart AI, one that's like, the best of the best?
I see what you're saying. But
Um,
it actually comes down to how AI learns in the first place. And our source material really digs into this. It explains that AI learns by basically spotting patterns in the data it's trained on, massive amounts of data.
yeah.
But here's the thing. No data set, no matter how big, is ever going to be absolutely perfect or complete. So the source actually specifically says this. It says limited data inherently prevents perfect generalization.
Okay, so like even if you trained a language model on, say, all the news articles ever written, it would probably still struggle to understand like slang or casual conversation.
Exactly, because the real world just throws so much more at you than any training data could ever capture.
Yeah, right, right.
And that's really where this multi-model approach comes in.
Okay.
Because by comparing the outputs of all these different AI models, and remember, they might have learned slightly different things from slightly different data sets, we could really pinpoint the results where they all, or most of them, agree and are confident.
So it's like if all the experts on the panel are saying the same thing and they all seem really sure of themselves, then you can be pretty confident that they're onto something.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That agreement becomes a really strong indicator that the result is reliable.
That's really interesting. But then what happens in those cases where they don't agree? Like, what if the 9 models have different answers?
Well, those disagreements are super valuable too, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the source actually highlights that those samples, the ones where there's disagreement, they go through this review process. And importantly, they're used to retrain the whole system.
So the AI learns from its mistakes.
Yeah, well, it's more like it learns from its differences of opinion,
Yeah.
which is a crucial step towards personalization, which is another really fascinating aspect of this.
Personalization. How does like disagreement between the AI models lead to an AI that's specifically tailored to like me?
Okay, so imagine you're using this AI system, right? And you consistently interact with it in a specific way. Maybe you're always asking it certain types of questions, or you're providing feedback on the results that weren't selected because the models didn't agree. Well, all of that unique data from your interactions, can be used to actually retrain the whole network of models so they become better at understanding your specific needs and patterns, even your preferences.
So it's like the more you use it, the more it becomes yours.
Exactly. And that leads to this really cool idea of a user-specific networked AI system. It's like your own personal team of AI experts, all working together and constantly learning from you to give you the best possible results.
Wow. So the ultimate goal here isn't just about making AI more reliable in general, it's about making AI that's custom fit for each of us.
You got it. The research is pointing towards a future where AI moves away from that, one-size-fits-all model and towards a whole network of models that are all interconnected and able to adapt to your individual data and preferences.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
It is pretty mind-blowing.
So just to kind of sum up, it seems like this whole approach of using multiple AI models, not just one, and really focusing on where they agree and where they disagree is a really powerful way to make AI more trustworthy. And it even opens the door to AI that's personalized for each of us.
Absolutely. And that's the key takeaway here. This shift towards networked multi-model systems is really promising when it comes to more reliable and personalized AI.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, how often in our own lives do we just rely on one source of information, one perspective? Maybe this idea of seeking out multiple viewpoints, looking for that consensus, maybe that's a valuable lesson that goes way beyond just the world of AI.
It really does. It makes you think about how we approach decision making in general.
Yeah, and how we can use that kind of thinking to navigate this increasingly complex world with all its information overload.
It's definitely something to ponder, for sure.
Food for thought.
Absolutely.
Well, that's our deep dive for today.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.